Olá, tudo bem? Or should I say, Olá, tudo bom? Tudo bem, tudo bom? Bang, bong. What's the difference? Bang, bong. What's the difference? What's the deal here? I get this question a lot, and so shall we talk about this? Yeah, let's do it. Bang versus bong, mal versus mal. What's the difference? Well, these guys on the left, they are adverbs, adverbios, whereas these guys on the right, they are adjectives, adjetivos. Now, this may be Chinese to you, adverbs, adjectives, who cares? But it's useful to understand these concepts actually. So, to start with, one difference between adverbs and adjectives is that these guys they care about gender. As you know, in Portuguese, things they have penises and vaginas. They are either masculine or they tend to be either masculine or feminine. And here we are talking about nouns. Nouns are things like a t shirt or a car, a window. And so these guys, they will agree with gender. Okay, so we have the masculine version, bom, and the feminine version, boa. Masculine, mau, and feminine, ma. Whereas adverbs, they don't care about gender. They don't change form. They are always, in this case, bang, always ma. So this is the first step to understand these concepts is to realize that adjectives they will conform in gender and number for that matter. They also will change form if it is singular or plural. So bom, bons, plural, boa, boas, singular, plural. Now, adjectives, they care about nouns. So noun in Portuguese is called substantivo, substantivos. Okay, so adjectives, they will describe nouns. They will add something to a noun. They will qualify the noun. So for instance, a yellow car in Portuguese. So you see, yellow is an adjective, is qualifying the car. It is not just a car, it's a yellow car. It's saying something more about the car, it's describing the car. So, carro amarelo. You see that the adjective amarelo, yellow, is describing the car. Now, in Portuguese, adjectives, they tend to come after the noun, okay? Not always, but by default, they come after. So, carro amarelo, and amarelo is saying something about the noun, in this case, the car, carro. On the second sentence, uma mesa amarela, mesa is feminine, and you see that now we don't have amarelo, but amarela. Why? Because again, adjectives, they will agree in gender. They agree with the gender of the noun they are referring to. So here you go. Uma mesa, feminine, amarela. Right? Yes or yes? Yes. Adverbs, on the other hand, they don't care about nouns. They don't have anything to do with nouns, but they care about adjectives. So here we had the adjective caring about the noun. They will say something about the noun, and the adverb will say something about the adjective. Confusing? Let's see. Carro muito amarelo. So we still have the yellow car, but now it's really yellow. It's like an intense color. So that's really, it's an adverb because it's just saying something about the yellow. It's not only yellow, it's really yellow. It's like intensifying the yellow, the adjective. So it is also in Portuguese, carro muito amarelo. So this muito is an adverb that is, in this case, intensifying the color. It's saying that is an intense yellow. Uma mesa muito amarela. Again, carro masculine, amarelo, the masculine form. Mesa, feminine noun, amarela, the feminine form of the adjective. But the adverb doesn't care. It's always muito, okay? Regardless of the gender of the noun in that sentence. Carro muito amarelo, uma mesa muito amarela. So adverbs, they will say something, they will add something to the adjective. Not only to adjectives, but also they can describe a verb. Let's see. O Carlos conduz rápido. So Carlos drives, conduzir, our verb means to drive. Carlos conduz rápido, fast. He drives like a madman. So, o Carlos conduz rápido. There you go. Rápido is our adverb and is saying or describing how Carlos drives. Does this make sense? So, adverbs, they describe verbs as well. O Carlos conduz rápido. Now, we have the situation where in the same sentence, we have a verb, and we have that first verb that we just saw describing the verb, and then we have a second adverb describing the first adverb. It's not as complicated as it sounds. O Carlos conduz muito rápido. So Carlos now not only drives fast, he drives really fast. You see? Now we have the first adverb, fast, describing the verb, drive, and the second adverb really describing the first adverb, fast. So, rápido. Carlos conduz rápido. Rápido, describing conduzir. How does he drive? And muito rápido, intensifying the adverb rápido. O Carlos conduz muito rápido. Let's come back to our initial question between bang, bong, mau, mau. Now I think things are more clear. So these guys, they are adverbs. They keep always the same form, and they will describe adjectives or verbs or other adverbs. Whereas these guys on the right side, they will conform to the gender of the noun they are qualifying. So these guys, they care about nouns and they will agree with gender and number for that matter. Let's take some examples. So starting with adjectives. O peixe está bom. The fish is tasty. A carne está boa. The meat is tasty. Nothing personal, vegetarians. Just an example, okay? O peixe está bom. Peixe masculine, so the adjective is qualifying the noun and is agreeing with gender. So therefore, bom, whereas a carne feminine and the adjective is in its feminine form. Boa. Does that make sense? Yes or yes? Yes. A carne está boa, o peixe está bom. Now, the case of the adverb qualifying the adjective, we have o peixe está bem bom. And you see, the fish is really tasty. So now this bem is working as a really, is intensifying the adjective. A carne está bem boa. And of course, they keep the same form. They don't care about that the fish is masculine in Portuguese and meat is feminine. Bem bom, bem boa. And finally, the verb qualifying, the adverb qualifying a verb. O Carlos cozinha bem. So, Carlos cooks well, right? Cozinhar, to cook. O Carlos cozinha bem. So, bem, our adverb, is describing the way Carlos cooks. O Carlos cozinha bem. Carlos cooks well. And then we have the adverb one, as we saw, describing the verb, and the second adverb intensifying the first one, as in, o Carlos cozinha muito bem. Not only Carlos cooks well, Carlos cooks really well. So muito, the second adverb, is intensifying the first one, which in turn is describing the verb. Now let's come back to our initial question. Should I say tudo bem or should I go with tudo bom? You know what? Just say whatever you want. Yes, that's true. I mean, both work. I hear both. I have the, like in my experience, tudo bem is more dominant in Portugal, and I have a hunch that this one is quite strong in Brazil. But still, I mean, you'll hear it even in Portugal, tudo bom. Now, if we are strict and if we follow the logic, then it should be tudo bem, just because we have this is short tudo bem. This question is short for está tudo bem, and here we have the verb. Is it everything okay? Is it well? It is well. So this bem is an adverb describing the verb to be in Portuguese estar, right? But this kind of everyday phrases, they are so frequent. We say them all the time. They get bitten up, so to say, and you just hear both. Okay, so it's okay to say to the bong as well. Just pick the one you like most, or say both for a change. Sometimes it's good just to have some variation. Why not? That's it for today, and I will see you. I don't know, maybe next week, maybe in 2 weeks. Who knows? Fica bem e até à próxima.